I'm going to guide us through a quick tapping sequence that you can use if you're experiencing information overload. And I am going to tailor it more specifically towards information overload that results from either working or going to school in an online format. But you can also apply this to other situations. You might just have to sort of change some of the words and adjust the feelings to what you're actually experiencing, which is always the best way to use tapping anyways, to kind of make it your own and really tailor it towards what is going on for you. So as I go through this video, feel free to press pause if you need a little more time during any of the prompts. I know I can kind of go through it quickly, and that's partly just so that if you're tapping through for borrowing benefits or whatnot, you can just kind of roll through it without spending 20 minutes of your day on it. So anyways, to get started, what I'd like you to do is just think about this information overload that you're experiencing and looking for some piece of information that you maybe find frustrating in that sea of information. And just notice what you feel in your body as you do that. So you might feel kind of like a fluttering in your chest, maybe like a tingling or tension in your throat. Just see what's there for you, and then we'll start tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I'm feeling stressed about this information overload, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Even though I've got this bit of stress around this information overload, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Even though I'm feeling stress about this information overload that I'm experiencing, I'm open to loving and accepting myself anyways. Alright, go ahead and tap on the top of the head. I'm feeling stressed about this information overload. Tap on the eyebrow. I just have this information overload going on, and it's causing me to feel stressed. Tap on the side of the eye. I'm experiencing this information overload. Tap under the eye. It's making me feel kind of stressed and overwhelmed. Tap under the nose and just check in if that overwhelm is there for you. Tap under the lips. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of stressed and overwhelmed about this information overload. Tap on the collarbone. Feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Tap under the arm. This information overload has got me feeling stressed and overwhelmed, and, you know, all this anxiety around it. Tap on the top of the head. Feels like there's just so much information, and it's kind of hard to sort through it. Maybe it feels like it's not organized in a way that is really a way that I'm used to, or that I can navigate through and find the right answers that I'm looking for easily. Tap on the eyebrow and just notice what comes up for you as I say that. Tap on the side of the eye. It could be a little bit different depending on your scenario, but just see if, like, having to wade through a bunch of information that doesn't make sense to you in the way it's organized or isn't what you're used to is a factor. Tap under the eye. It just feels like I'm wading through this sea of information. Tap under the nose. It feels like I'm just like searching for hours through this endless sea of information. Tap under the lips. It feels like there's just so much information to go through. Tap on the collarbone. And it feels like it's just kind of in this intangible place online that's not very concrete and organized the way I'm used to. Tap under the arm and just notice if that's a factor for you, feeling like it's not really concrete in some way. Tap on the top of the head, or not easily navigable. Tap on the eyebrow. Yeah, it just feels like I'm constantly kind of wading through this sea of information. Tap on the side of the eye. It's always like in flux and ebbing and flowing and not very concrete at all. Tap under the eye. Feels like it's just this sea of information online. Tap under the nose, and it feels like it takes me so long to navigate through it. Tap under the lips. Feels like just overwhelming thinking about how much information there is. Tap on the collarbone. And I feel kind of confused by all of this. Tap under the arm. Just notice if you have that feeling of confusion or disorientation that kind of goes with your scenario. Tap on the top of the head. Feel like confused and disoriented. Tap on the eyebrow. Yeah, it's got me feeling overwhelmed and confused and disoriented. Tap on the side of the eye. It's like I can't even start to make sense of it and actually use my time efficiently. Tap under the eye. Yeah, it feels like I'm just confused and disoriented. I can't even begin to use my time efficiently. Tap under the nose. And I'm finding that I'm just feeling so confused and disoriented, and it's just stressing me out that I'm not even going to get my work done. Tap under the lips. Just notice if that's there for you at all. Tap on the collarbone. Just feeling concerned that I'm not even going to get my actual work done because I'm just going to spend all my time navigating this new, not very concrete sea of information that is constantly in flux. Tap under the arm. It's making me really concerned about how I'm going to actually finish the work that I'm supposed to get done. Tap on the top of the head. It seems like I'm just spending so much time trying to figure out where things actually even are in this sea of information. Tap on the eyebrow. That I'm really worried about not getting all my work done the way I want to. Tap on the side of the eye. And it's causing me a bit of stress. Tap under the eye. I'm stressed out that I won't be able to get all my work done. Tap under the nose. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm not going to get all my work done, and I'm also kind of worried that I'm going to miss something in this sea of information. Tap under the lips, and just notice if that's there for you at all. Just kind of almost like not really a fear of missing out, but a fear of overlooking something accidentally in this sea of information. Tap on the collarbone. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm going to miss something that I need to look at because there's just too much information there in a way that I can't seem to manage getting through. Tap under the arm. And I just want to do a good job, and I'm worried that I'm going to miss out on some really important information. Tap on the top of the head. I'm worried I'm going to miss out on important information because there's just too much to go through. Tap on the eyebrow. And it's just got me worried that I'm going to miss something important. Tap on the side of the eye. Just worried I'm going to miss out on something important that I really need to get to. Tap under the eye. I'm so stressed out and worried that I'm going to miss something important. Tap under the nose. So stressed out and worried that I'll miss something important that I really need to get to. Tap under the lips. There's just too much information, and sometimes there's even like maybe duplicated information that seems to go like there and there and there, and then that's just adding to all the chaos and sea of information, it seems. Tap on the collarbone and just notice if that applies to your situation in any way. Tap under the arm. Yeah, it's just like there's so much information, and then some of it is even duplicated, so I could have skipped looking at some of it, it seems. Tap on the top of the head. It's just making me really, really frustrated. Tap on the eyebrow and just notice if that's present for you at all, especially with respect to spending your time inefficiently maybe, or having to look through things that aren't relevant to you. Tap on the side of the eye. Yeah, I'm just like really, really frustrated. Tap under the eye. I'm so frustrated. Tap under the nose. So frustrated with this information overload. Tap under the lips. And it kind of seems like just when I start getting on top of it, there's just like even more coming at me. It's like, oh, you're finally getting a break? Well, here's way more. Tap on the collarbone and just check in if that applies to your situation at all. Tap under the arm. It can be especially true if you're having to evolve new policies in response to COVID-19, for example. And having to deal with reading through new policies as they get updated. Tap on the top of the head. Yeah, it's like I just get on top of things and now there's all this new information. Tap on the eyebrow. Just seems like I can't get on top of it. Tap on the side of the eye. It's like there's a constant, steady stream of new information to go through. Tap under the eye. It's making me feel kind of hopeless and like there's no end in sight. And I'm kind of frustrated about it too, maybe. Tap under the nose and just notice if any of that applies to your situation at all. Tap on the under the lips. I'm feeling kind of frustrated and kind of hopeless, like there's no end in sight to this information overload. Tap on the collarbone. It's like there's just constantly more and more information. Tap under the arm. Like there's no end in sight and just more information coming all the time. It's really frustrating and, feels kind of hopeless that I could ever actually feel caught up. And tap on the top of the head. Yeah, all this information overload. Tap on the eyebrow. All this information overload. Side of the eye. This endless information overload. Tap under the eye. This endless information overload. Tap under the nose. This endless information overload. Tap under the lips. I kind of just want it to go away. Tap on the collarbone and just check in if you have any feelings of kind of avoidance or procrastination, wanting to put it off in any way. Tap under the arm. Yeah, I kind of just want to like shove it all over there and let it go away and never look at it again. Tap on the top of the head. This information overload, I just want it to go away. Tap on the eyebrow. This information overload. Tap on the side of the eye. I just want it to go away so badly. Tap under the eye. I just don't want to have to deal with it. Tap under the nose. I just want it to go away and disappear. Tap under the lips. All this information overload that I can't seem to escape no matter what. Tap on the collarbone. This information overload. Tap under the arm. I'd like to be open to some other possibilities. Tap on the top of the head. Like maybe there's some other possibilities around this information overload that would be so much better. Like maybe it could be better organized, or some of the duplicated information could be eliminated. Tap on the eyebrow. Maybe some of it could be streamlined in some way. Tap on the side of the eye. Maybe there's even better strategies that I can't even think of. Tap under the eye. Maybe there's someone I can talk to help make some changes with this or help me organize what I need to better and be more selective maybe. Tap under the nose. I don't even know what these better possibilities would be. Tap under the lips. I just know I need them really bad. Tap on the collarbone because it's just too much. Tap under the arm. Because it just feels like this is going to keep going on forever and ever and ever. Tap on the top of the head. All this information overload that's just never ending. Tap on the eyebrow. I think it might just keep overwhelming me until I die of overwhelm from this information overload. Tap on the side of the eye. And then when I'm dead and at my funeral, people are trying to attend it virtually. Tap under the eye. There's going to be such information overload surrounding it that my funeral will be like 48 hours long. Tap under the nose while people navigate through all the different documents that need to be signed or looked at. Tap under the lips, or different sections of videos for different groups that can come in at a time. Tap on the collarbone. Yeah, it's going to be the most overwhelming funeral in the world ever. Tap under the arm. But maybe there's some other possibilities out there besides just dying of overwhelm and then overwhelming everyone that wants to mourn me. Tap tap on the top of the head. That would be pretty nice anyways if there would be some other possibilities. Tap on the eyebrow. I'd like to be open to some of those. Tap on the side of the eye, whatever they might be. Tap under the eye, and whether I can imagine them or not. Tap under the nose, because right now it's pretty hard to figure out what they could possibly be. Tap under the lips. I mean, I'm so overwhelmed just trying to do what I'm supposed to do that how could I ever improve this situation or figure out ways that it could be better? Tap on the collarbone. But maybe something could happen. I definitely like to be open to that idea. Tap under the arm. Even if it seems really impossible. Tap on the top of the head. And even if it seems super far-fetched. Tap on the eyebrow. And even if part of me can't imagine that happening. Tap on the side of the eye. I like to be open to the possibility that we could have some kind of freedom from this information overload. Tap under the eye, or some kind of relief from it in some way. Tap under the nose. That would be so nice, eh? Tap under the lips. I mean, I don't know that it could happen, but I'd like to be open to that idea that it could happen, to have some other possibilities. Tap on the collarbone. And whether it can be open to other possibilities or not, tap under the arm. Either way, I'd like to be okay and just accept myself as I am. Alright, so let's just check in again. Take a nice deep breath. And just imagine yourself trying to access that information that might be difficult to find and pinpoint in that sea of information and information overload. So think back to that scenario that you had concentrated on in the beginning, and just notice what's in your body now. So you might be actually feeling quite a bit lighter around it. Maybe you've also thought of some different strategies to reduce the information overload, or people that you can talk to for help with it in some way. You might also be noticing that you've still got some feelings coming up around the information overload, maybe even things I didn't mention in this video. You can always rewatch it and kind of go through whatever feelings come up for you currently as you do in real time. So that can be a good strategy to kind of further clear away any stress surrounding the information overload. You might have also noticed specific memories coming up of other times in the past that you've had some information overload kind of playing into your life. And so those can be great to work on with this tell the story technique and really clear away kind of deeper levels of energy around that. And I find as we're able to kind of let go of some of that stress, we can focus more efficiently on ways to actually work with the least resistance with all this information. And maybe it's restructuring the way it is managed online so that it makes more sense and is more concrete in some way. Could be also learning to do things a little bit of a different way and adapting to it, enlisting the help of others. There could be all kinds of different solutions, and chances are your intuition and inspiration will help you find the right ones for you. So yeah, with a little bit less stress around it, that can help us kind of work towards managing things a little bit better and making the changes we need to.